Here is a Data East NPU that had some alkaline corrosion here from the batteries that were left on the board at some point. So I went ahead and abated that, as well as conformal coated over top, replaced and resocketed the 6802, which had some alkaline corrosion, as well as a few resistors, and the 555, the reset generator. Replaced both of the electrolytic capacitors, the power input header, installed NVRAM, and also replaced all the sockets there. And I've got Simpson's ROMs installed here on the board, just so we can go ahead and fully test this. And go ahead and get this thing booted up. And here's the lamp matrix dancing, and none of the coils are locked on. So we'll go ahead and enter into test. Cycle through the displays here. Go through the switches. So we're testing both rows and columns, which is moving diagonally through the switch matrix here. And all 64 switches are reporting correctly. And here's all of the lamps. We've got the rows and then the columns. We have a single lamp test here as well. And we've got the flashers here, and then the coils. One of my wires is kind of pulled out there. We'll have to let that go back through. And into these special solenoids here. And also test the switch control portion of the special solenoids, and that actually concludes everything here for the test. And I've got the Lethal Weapon 3 ROM here, which I will go ahead and install here into the board before I send this back. But thank you so much. The power supply for that Lethal Weapon 3, and what we've done is we've went ahead and replaced all of the 0.156 headers here. The GI out was actually pretty gnarly. Half of the actual header itself was missing. We've also replaced a few of the electrolytic capacitors here in the 5-volt section, and C7 here, which is a 330 UF capacitor, had leaked out, which is pretty notorious here for these Data East power supplies. And I've also checked all of the fuse holders, and oddly enough, all of these fuse holders are good to go. So let's go ahead and power this thing up, and we'll grab some voltages here. And we'll start with the -12, and then we've got +12, and the 5 volts there. And then kind of reposition myself here. And we're going to grab the high voltages. So there's the negative, the other negative, and then the positive there. I should have 5 volts. -12, +12, another +12, and then a string 5 volts here. And there we are. So I'd imagine if this thing wasn't outputting 5 volts, it was very much so because of that leaking electrolytic capacitor. That stuff is pretty nasty stuff. It not only stinks, but it will corrode the board if left on there long enough. But luckily we got to it in time to where it didn't destroy any of the other circuits there on the board. But this thing is good to go. Thank you so much.